When you see this mural, it means it's time for you to understand the truth. The legend of Nüwa creating humans is real, but what she created is not humans at all. Many historians have long known this truth, but they have concealed it from everyone. Recently, you and your assistant discovered a mural from 7 million years ago. The content seems to record a false human species. Initially, you thought it was just a bored person's prank, but as you deciphered the mural, you uncovered one of the darkest secrets about human origins. Here is the full content of the mural, year 10 of the era. Today is a memorable day in human history. A milestone product has been designed. From now on, humans will no longer worry about quality nutrients. When necessary, they can even become storage for certain parts of our bodies as a reward. We shall bestow upon it the sacred name, the Great One. The assistant said in disbelief. The Great One is actually human nourishment. You continue to look at the mural. Year 30 of the era. I must say this species is perfect as food, but one thing needs attention. They are different from other animals. This species seems to have more of its own ideas, which we need to be wary of. Year 50 of the era. Over the past few decades, we occasionally discovered the Great Ones escaping. Initially, this did not draw our attention. But today we found a severe fact. Those escaped Great Ones have rapidly reproduced. They have now formed a certain power. Year 168 of the era. We humans sacrifice every day. The Great Ones are an extremely inferior species in every aspect, whether it be their low intelligence or their ugly features. But they possess something we do not. A terrifying disease, similar to a curse. When we designed this species, we intentionally added this disease to their genes, but for some reason, it has become their greatest source of strength. Clearly, when they were designed, they were only meant to be our source of nourishment, but now they can start to harm us. We do not understand what has happened. This mural is really strange. How could ancient humans possess such advanced technology? If such a civilization really existed, why have we not found any clues about ancient human civilization on Earth to this day? Driven by curiosity, you continue to translate the mural. Year 178 of the era. Over the past 10 years, we humans have been trying to eliminate this terrible species, but their resistance has surprised us. Despite being very weak, their numbers have started to grow. Many designs have problems. Clearly, the design idea at the time was that childbirth is a painful thing. So why do they reproduce tirelessly? There must be something wrong here. I think we need to find the reason. Year 180 of the era. This inferior species has evolved very quickly, not only in intelligence but also in learning many of our technologies. This year has been a difficult one. Our empire cities have faced invasion for the first time. Of course, the invading force was quickly eliminated by us, but we still do not understand. Clearly, we should be getting stronger, so why do they continue to fight? What kind of belief supports their fighting? Year 200 of the era. We finally found the reason. Our two engineers betrayed us. It turns out that at some point in the past, these two people developed feelings for this despicable species. They secretly modified part of the genetic sequence, giving this species powerful mental abilities. When you see this in the mural, a bone-chilling cold strikes you, because one of the female engineers is actually a human with a snake body. How could there be a human with a snake body among ancient humans? What exactly are the Great Ones? A terrifying guess suddenly explodes in your mind. The subsequent mural further confirms your suspicion. Those two so-called engineers used some mud and water to mold a child resembling human appearance, while the so-called creators tried to use a flood to eliminate the Great Ones. The two engineers couldn't bear to see the Great Ones perish. They even secretly stole human technology. They used a lantern-like device to build a Fukushima, saving everyone. Upon reaching this point, you finally understand everything. These two so-called engineers are Nüwa and Fuxi from mythological stories, and the so-called inferior species in the mural is actually us humans. At that moment, you feel your worldview completely overturned. Fuxi and Nüwa actually exist. The stories of Nüwa creating humans and repairing the sky are also true. To find all the truth, you immediately translate the following content. Year 201 of the era. The trial of the two engineers. Conflicts have also arisen within our species. Some people support the engineers' viewpoint. They believe that all things have spirits, all gods are equal, and no one can arbitrarily deprive any life of its existence. Even the smallest species has the right to revive its own civilization. However, another part of the people believes that as the creators of this inferior species, we have all the rights to explain the survival or demise of this species. Year 202 of the era. After a year of discussion, the final trial result came out. The two engineers were executed. We do not know if this result is correct, but undoubtedly, it has provoked fierce resistance from the Great Ones, because these two engineers seem to have long been regarded as the spiritual totem of their own species. Year 225 of the era. This species has evolved too quickly. We no longer want bloodshed and sacrifice, so when their leader, called the Emperor, asked us for peace, we quickly agreed to this request. As a concession, we agreed to let this species try to integrate into our society. Year 240 of the era. Conspiracy. Everything is a conspiracy. They are too cunning. This species has completely learned our technology. War has broken out once again. They even want to steal our secrets to solve their curse of aging and death. It's truly ridiculous. Year 260 of the era. Their numbers are simply too many. Our people cannot withstand such sacrifices. Ultimately, after only a few hundred of us remain, we decided to temporarily abandon the surface world. We decided to hide in fortresses deep underground to continue developing. But we will not give up on Earth. Some of our kin have already evolved to look like them. Although there are still some minor flaws in their features, it is enough for us to disguise ourselves. These people will temporarily blend in with humans. We will silently reproduce our descendants, and when the time is right, we will eventually reclaim the entire Earth. This is all the content of the mural. If it is true, does it mean that the true humans on Earth are ready to return to the surface to replace us at any time? Nod. And how many of us are truly humans? Thinking of this, you suddenly hear a strange sound, like slime writhing on the ground. You look down and suddenly find that your assistant's feet are gone, replaced by a huge snake tail. The assistant's face begins to show scales, and sharp teeth emerge from their mouth. The true humans are about to return. The assistant bites you, causing excruciating pain as liquid fills your airway, and you cannot make a sound. You are dead. In the morning, you slowly wake up, as if you have experienced a nightmare, but the content of the dream has become vague. You exit the sleep pod and walk towards the hall. A middle-aged man is waiting for you here. Number 18th. Welcome to the Bureau of Legendary Variations. Away. You will replace number 17 and continue exploring the next legendary mutation time. You will have your memories erased and gain a new identity. Are you ready? Remember, do not attempt to save the world. It's best if you don't die.